Hi everyone and welcome to the Hematic Food channel. Today we are going to continue to observe blood physiological phenomenon through a microscope. For a long time, coffee was not considered as a healthy drink. It has a history of being blamed for many diseases. It looks like many doctors on YouTube were approached with the question, is coffee bad for you? Most of them are giving an answer that there are some pros and cons, and coffee may not be so bad after all. It is about time we put it to the test. I won't be going through the pros and cons because I am not an expert, but we are going to find out how coffee will affect our blood characteristic and if it is a good idea to drink coffee on an empty stomach. Doctors are recommending drinking an organic coffee. I don't have it handy, but I do have some Ethiopian beans and a coffee machine. In this video we will going through one shot of pure espresso, then coffee with a milk, and final test will be an instant coffee. First, we are going to have a look at the morning blood. For a purity of experiment, I haven't had any food or drink. This is my blood zoomed 200 times. Right now, the blood is in a reasonably thin condition, and at the first glance we can observe some standalone erythrocytes, as well as a small chain of erythrocytes joined together. The 800 times zoom gives us a better overview. Ideally, we shouldn't see any coin stacks. All of the erythrocytes should be separated to deliver an oxygen. Let's zoom it up to 2000 times. This is the closest view I can get to. Let's test the flow. The flow looks average, nothing spectacular. Given that you are here to see the blood physiological phenomenon, I won't be bothering you with the brewing process. So I went and made one shot of espresso and drank it on an empty stomach. 40 minutes later, I took the blood samples and put it under the microscope. What you see now is blood zoomed 200 times. This is unreal. The blood looks like a red carpet. There is no space at all. Everything is glued together. Shocking, don't you think? Let's have a closer look, zooming to 800. And now 2000 times. The blood became a jelly. Should we try to move it? I have no words to describe it. It is just a carpet that refuses to move. Just before we wrap it up for today, I have a bonus. I wonder if you can pick it up. Just pause the video for a second and try to find it. Do you see the alien in my blood? I was shocked to see this little worm in my blood. Notice I was trying to chase it, but it was on a move and it was moving quite fast. And eventually I lost it. If anyone has knowledge of what kind of worm lives in our blood, please share your knowledge in the comments below. It might also worth asking a question. With this blood condition, what are the chances to clot and get hit by a stroke or infarct? How much effort does the heart need to push this jelly through? No wonder that some countries serving coffee with a glass of tap water. If you're interested how blood reacts to the tap water, I did a video on it not long ago. The link will be in the description below. This is a day when I tested coffee with the milk. The day began with checking my blood. I haven't had any food or drink. This is how blood looks when it's zoomed 200 times. It is in a reasonable good condition and it is enough space for erythrocytes to swim. Zooming up to 800, we still can see some chains of erythrocytes glued to each other, but we can also see individual erythrocytes. Let's have a closer look. This is a zoom 2000 times. Let's try to move them a bit. Viscosity looks average to me. Notice how elastic they are. I enjoy looking at them, especially how they're flipping over when they move. It is a time to make a coffee. Around 40-50 minutes passed since I drank my coffee. You're looking at the blood zoom 200 times. Notice increased rollo information and space between red blood cells reduced. Let's increase the zoom up to 800. At first glance, the blood condition looks much better than after drinking an espresso shot. This is the blood zoom 2000 times. The condition is not an ideal, but still better than the first experiment. Let's have a look at the viscosity. It flows, but notice only single erythrocytes moving, and the rest of the blood remains still. Without a doubt, microcirculation will be impacted by this blood condition. This is a new day, and I will be tasting instant Nescafe coffee today. I am going to start this test by looking at my blood before any food or drink intake. This is my blood zoom 200 times. I am impressed the way it looks. It looks like it is moving well and we hardly see any erythrocytes glued together. Let's have a closer look. It is zoom 800 times. 800 zoom confirms that the blood is in a quite good condition today. Without wasting a time, let's zoom it to 2000 times. I am happy with this blood condition. There are still some erythrocytes glued together, but not many of them. Let's have a look at the viscosity. Viscosity is very good today too. Notice how fast they flow. I haven't seen that flow before. It is quite fun to watch it. It is about time to make an instant coffee. At first I couldn't figure out what amount of coffee I should put in a cup because I don't drink it. So I call a few friends to find out how much coffee do they put in a cup. Most of them are quoted couple of spoons. So I put it 2 teaspoons on a 200 milliliter cup and drank it. 40 minutes passed and now we are looking at the blood zoom 200 times. At first I couldn't believe my eyes. Blood condition haven't changed at all. I thought I messed it up and I did another punch from a different finger but received same results. I find it amazing that blood hasn't changed at all. Let's zoom 800 times. It seems that erythrocytes started to group together and form the coin stacks, but it is hardly noticeable. I actually expected the same result as the previous 2 experiments. Okay, now zooming up to 2000. Everything looks as if I haven't had any food or drink. Notice, I am trying to cover a larger area, but it looks the same. Let's try to move it. Surprise, surprise, the blood is not moving. There we go. At the end of the day, instant coffee also has an impact on the blood. Coffee experiment comes to the end. If you love drinking coffee, maybe have a glass of water before. I hope you enjoy this experiment. If you are interested how food affecting our blood, please subscribe to Hematic Food channel. If you believe that this information can help someone, please share it, and I would much appreciate it if you hit the like button.